What if your obsession led you straight into a nightmare dimension? Meet Sable Ward, a goth girl from Greenville who didn't just watch horror movies, she lived them. In this video, we'll unravel how a fascination with the occult and a missing friend turned Sable into one of Dead by Daylight's most intriguing survivors. Stick around as we dive into her backstory, her perks, and how to make the most of her abilities in the fog. Sable always felt out of place in her small town of Greenville. Her parents were the epitome of suburban perfection. Her mom was a perky golf-loving homemaker, and her dad was a grinning frat boy type. But Sable? She was into bugs, lizards, dirt-clawed fights, and most notably, the darker side of life. Halloween was her favorite holiday, and she found solace in horror movies and the occult. While others saw it as a phase, for Sable, it was who she truly was. Her best friend Michaela was her only ally. They bonded over their shared love of horror, with Michaela leaning towards the comedic side while Sable was craving the darker, bloodier tales. Together they ran a guerrilla radio show called All Things Wicked This Night, delving into urban legends, the occult, and real-life horror stories. But things took a turn when Michaela disappeared during a Halloween festival performance. A strange black fog enveloped her, and then she was gone. Sable was left with guilt and questions. Was it the unknown? A creature from another dimension? Determined to find answers, Sable began investigating other disappearances in Greenville, all leading back to the local theater. There she discovered a hidden basement with a portal to another realm. A realm filled with killers, horrors, and endless torment. Realizing Michaela had been taken to this dimension, Sable made a bold decision. She ventured into the fog by herself, seeking to reunite with her friend and uncover the mysteries of this dark realm. Sable's unique perks reflect her deep connection with the occult and willingness to embrace the darkness. Let's break them down. Invocation Weaving Spiders is a perk that allows Sable to perform a ritual in the basement, reducing all generator repair progress by 10%. While performing the ritual, Sable becomes injured and broken for the remainder of the trial. This perk is powerful but risky. Then there's Strength in the Shadows. When in basement, Sable can heal herself without a medkit at 60% normal healing speed. After healing, the killer's aura is briefly revealed. This perk encourages survivors to utilize the basement strategically, turning a potential trap into an advantage. Lastly, there's Wicked. This perk grants Sable the ability to unhook herself from basement hooks. After unhooking herself or being hooked, the killer's aura is briefly revealed. This perk is invaluable to solo players or those who find themselves frequently hooked in the basement. Now that we've gone through Sable Ward's lore and her unique perk set, let's talk about the fun part, actually using them in the trials. Here's the thing, most guys will hand you a cookie cutter build until you slap it on, call it a day. But that's not really how you unlock Sable's full potential. She isn't about squeezing into a meta build, she's about shifting your mindset and completely changing how you approach one of the scariest places in Dead by Daylight, the basement. Instead of running from it, you're going to start treating the basement as your personal domain, your safe house, your ritual chamber, your last resort escape route. Sable flips the game's psychology on its head. If you play her perks right, you can turn the basement into your strongest weapon. So let's break it down, not just the perks themselves, but the strategies and the playstyles that really bring them to life. First, let's understand her perk identity. Sable is the queen of the basement. All three of her perks tie back to that space in some way. That means she's risky, high reward, and thrives where most survivors fear to tread. But instead of avoiding the basement like it's a death sentence, Sable flips the script and actually turns it into her domain. So the real trick isn't just which perks you bring, it's how you lean the basement mechanic to tilt the game in your favor. Now let's talk about how to use Invocation Weaving Spiders. It's a high-risk ritual, so you're injured and broken for the rest of the trial. There's no healing back. In exchange, you instantly knock off 10% progress on all generators. The best use for this is mid-game when multiple generators are nearly done. This creates a tempo shift that buys survivors precious time. It's like trading your health for breathing room. Play this when you're confident in looping, stealthing, and surviving broken. Now let's talk Strength in the Shadows. The basement becomes your reset button. Heal yourself there without medikit, and then get aura info on the killer. Perfect for stealth players who know how to vanish in mid-chase. If you lose the killer, dip underground, reset, and return with new information. Use it offensively. Pass aura info to teammates, body block with knowledge, or bait the killer into wasting their time checking the basement. Lastly, let's learn how to use Wicked. Normally a basement hook might be game over, but with Wicked, it's not. If you're hooked, wait for the killer to leave, then pull yourself off. Not only can you survive, but you can also read their aura. Don't panic on hook. Time it for maximum intel and surprise value. A killer who thinks you're trapped will suddenly have to play differently. Sable's perks support different approaches. There can be a ritualist who leans into invocation, sacrifices their health to cripple gens. It's a selfish but a team-carrying role. There's the Basement Warden, where you lean on Strength in the Shadows, control basement flow, heal secretly, and use aura intel to guide the team. And then there's the Escape Artist. This one relies on Wicked. Be the survivor that killers can't keep basement locked. Keep them guessing and force them into bad hooks. Let's talk about maximizing Sable's value. Timing over builds. None of her perks are passive, they're all about picking the right moment. Playing mind games. Killers might stop basement hooking you once they catch on, but that's still a win. You've warped their strategy. And lastly, info economy. Both Wicked and Strength in the Shadows give aura flashes. Treat this like free wall hacks, and share that info however you can. So when you stop thinking of Sable's perks as just basement gimmicks and start treating them as tools to reshape the entire flow of the trial, that's when she really shines. The basement is no longer your death sentence, it's your playground. But here's where it gets even better. These perks don't just play differently in a vacuum. They shift dramatically depending on who you're going up against. Facing a Huntress is not the same as facing a Bubba or a stealth killer like Ghostface. Each match is different, each trial is different. It's all about the way you play and the way the other person plays. There are ways to counter everything, but it's also the way that you know how to play. Sable's journey into the fog wasn't just about finding Michaela. It was about confronting her fears and embracing the darkness she had always been drawn to. In the fog, she faced killers, horrors, and challenges that tested her resolve. But with each trial, she grew stronger, more determined, more attuned to the dark forces at play. She learned to harness the power of these fractures, using them to her advantage in the trials that she has faced. The turning point in Sable's journey came when she discovered the true nature of the fog and the entity's influence. Realizing her best friend Michaela was trapped in this dimension, Sable made the ultimate sacrifice, venturing into the fog herself. This act not only solidified her place among the survivors, but also marked her as a beacon of defiance against the entity's control. Sable Ward's story is one of curiosity, courage, and the willingness to face the unknown. From her humble beginnings in Greenville to her bold entry into the fog, Sable has proven that embracing the darkness can lead to strength and understanding. Her unique perks and the builds that you build reflect her deep connection to the occult and the readiness that she has to confront the horrors that await. So what would you do if you found a hidden portal to a world full of killers and creatures straight out of your nightmares? If this is your vibe, please subscribe and join me as we dive even deeper into the dark side of Dead by Daylight, and I will see you guys next time.